You say motherhood is a dirty word. You're fighting to change that. What is it? What practical changes do you want to happen?
Well, I think we saw it during the pandemic, didn't we, where we spent hours in Parliament debating how much money we were going to spend fixing potholes, and we gave parents a pat on the back for doing all that homeschooling. The evidence tells us in particular it was mums who really missed out during the pandemic, who ended up having to go on furlough or losing their jobs because they couldn't get childcare to look after their children. They couldn't get help to be able to do their jobs at the same time. And that means we miss out on their contribution for the workforce. So I've been working with fantastic organisations like This Mum Votes and Pregnant Then Screwed to try and change that. We also saw during the pandemic, pregnant women were completely abandoned. And I was actually pregnant myself during the pandemic, having debates and discussions with ministers and officials who were telling me that it wasn't an issue, the information that pregnant women were being given. I was given a leaflet telling me that, for example, that I couldn't have the vaccine until I'd finished breastfeeding my child. And then suddenly the information changed. Well, we've now seen a lot of pregnant women ended up in ICU because actually the risk that your child would get COVID and that you would get COVID and the risk of stillbirth, the risk of respiratory problems was much higher. So very often mums are the last people think about and the changes and the challenges that they're facing. And as a consequence, we miss out on the contribution they can make. Other countries have invested in things like childcare because actually it pays for itself. When women can't work and make the choices about how they want to run their families, let alone dads spend time with their kids, everybody misses out, our economy, the families, and our communities. So I don't see this as particularly just about mums, but I see their voices as being missing, and I see it as being a hole that we need to fill in our democracy.